with pure Coys. Oh yeah. Breakfast with pure Coys. Oh yeah. Hey, come on in and have your say. Why don't you smash that like along the way? Breakfast with pure Coys. Yeah. Breakfast with pure Coys. It's breakfast with pure Coys.
Yes, guys, good afternoon. Welcome to Breakfast with Pure Coys. A little late, but what's new with me, right? Good afternoon. I hope everyone's well. Happy Monday. Happy start to the week. It is what it is, right? We're in the bottom three, and I have to be totally and utterly honest with you. Yesterday, before the game, I was extremely confident that we would stay up. And I said it on many channels. I said it on my own. I'm confident Spurs will stay up. I think we have more than enough to win the games we need to stay up. After watching yesterday, I've got to be honest, I am now really concerned because what I expected and what we got were two different things. I really thought De Zerbi would come in and give us that bounce. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. There was no bounce at all. Spurs were, you know what? How many times this season, and me, Cookie, and Sheriff said it yesterday, how many times this season have we had a first half and we spoke at halftime being, yeah, you know, it's not brilliant, but at least we're seeing some effort. We're seeing that they're trying. And then the second half, as always, goes to tit. Exactly the same happened yesterday, right? First half wasn't great, but at least we're showing a bit of passion, a bit of pride for the shirt. And they come out second half and they were like a different team. Just were not interested. I don't know whether it's fair. I don't know whether they're just not good enough. I don't know whether they don't care. I don't know what the answer is. And De Zerbi said it himself, didn't he? After the game, he said, it doesn't matter who's coaching this side. It could be anyone in charge. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. It's all about the players. You know, the players' confidence is gone. And when you have no confidence and you're playing badly, and I don't want to make excuses, but let's be honest, some of the decisions yesterday were fucking joke. And we just didn't get the rubber to green, did we? You know, it's not often you see a penalty given and then overturned. Usually when that happens, it's for Spurs. And of course, it happened again. We haven't had a penalty in the Premier League all season. You know, there was a few decisions that I have to be honest. I'm like, oof, okay, that could have gone differently. Romero's booking, perfectly good tackle. I was always taught as a kid when I played by my dad, you go in 100%. Fully 100%. You always try and get the ball, but you go in because if you go in half-hearted, you'll end up getting hurt. It feels like in football anymore, you just can't tackle at all. There was nothing wrong with Romero's tackle. It was never a booking. I don't even think it was a foul. It was just full-hearted. And, you know, Van der Ven's booking was poor. Porro for gobbing off. And then you look at Bobby and you think he could have been booked 3 or 4 times and he got away with murder. And it just feels, and obviously their goal, which was a wicked deflection, but listen, we should have stopped it at source. Richarlison's tackle for me was pathetic. It was almost like him saying, in my opinion, this is how I saw it. I don't want to chase back, so I'm just going to dive in. I know I'm not going to get anywhere near the ball. At least it makes it look like I've made an effort. And from then on, it was just Gallagher's run just didn't track him. It's almost like I track him, but I'm not going to go towards him. And where the goal come from is exactly where Polina would have been and should have been because he should have started. Obviously, the title of the show is why they're not starting. You know, Polina and Xavi Simons, they have to be in the Spurs 11, in my opinion. This side are nowhere near good enough. I'm going to bring my team up what I would play in a bit for the last 6 games. Guys, let me know what you think of it when I do bring it up. Because I'm at the point where it's, and how often do we say it, right? Square pegs and square holes, but it never seems to bloody happen. Whoever's in charge, they seem to change it some way, or it just, whatever they do, doesn't seem to work. For me, no more kids, Time to play the experienced pros. Let them get us out of it if we are going to get out of it at all. And like I say, right now, I'm actually not sure we are going to get out of it. I'll be honest with you. I was confident before the game. What I saw yesterday, I think we are going to struggle. We're already 2 points off safety, and I don't see where a win comes from. But we will see. Listen, there's every chance we can still get out of it. There are still 6 games to go, but how many times, right? It feels like this has been going on for months. It's okay. There's 14 games to go. It's all right. We got 13 games. Suddenly we're down to we got 6 games to go, and we have to find, I'd say, a minimum 3 wins. I say we need 3 wins out of the last 6 games to stay up. Um, we'll see. And we are all Manchester United fans tonight, aren't we? Every single one of us. We are a United fan tonight because if Leeds win or even get something, the chance of Spurs getting safe are they're disappearing by the day. Of course, not everyone's going to be a United fan tonight, are they? Sport Journey and Lee will be definitely cheering on Leeds tonight. But guys, let's say hello to the chat. The Stoic is in. Say Romero was crying over his World Cup chances yesterday and not leaving us in the lurch again. Crocodile tears from a massively overrated player. Get rid and let Danzo play instead. 100% agree, mate. Those tears didn't fall me. They were not tears of, oh, I'm going to miss the season here. Spurs are going to go down. The club I love. This was a, oh, shit, I could miss a World Cup. As it is, I'm hearing rumours it's going to be 5, 6, 7 weeks out. He will miss the rest of the season, but apparently he's going to be back for the World Cup. Who knew, right? Who knew? Oh, for fuck's sake. It is what it is. Sporting Journey's in. Saying good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're well. Good afternoon, Nice. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe if you're new. Thank you, yeah, guys. As you come in, please hit that like button. It is so important. I don't want to go on about it, but really is, as a content creator, getting those likes is so important. It pushes you out to more people, the more likes you get. So I really would appreciate if you could just tickle that like button for me. It really would be fantastic. And Sport and Journey says, I honestly don't think they are putting in the effort in training, Nige. 3 different managers not playing them from the start is a real concern. You know what? I kind of get that maybe with Xavi Simons. I cannot see Polinia not putting 100% in training. I just think he's an all or nothing kind of player, isn't he? I just can't see it. I think personally it's got something to do with his loan, and Spurs are trying to save money. And it's got something to do with if he plays a certain or starts a certain amount of games, Spurs will have to pay extra money. And I think that's why he's sub and coming off the bench a lot, which I think is fucking crazy because we need him to start in the team. He should be starting without a doubt. 100% should be starting. It's crazy that he's not. And the Sporting Journey again said it's either that or they're carrying injuries and the club don't want anyone to know about. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I don't get it. I don't get why Polina's not in. I don't get why Xavi Simons isn't in. Listen, Simons has not been amazing. You know, if he was, he'd be in the side, right? But he is that creative spark, and we have nothing without him. Absolutely nothing. We don't look like scoring goals. And when we do get a chance, they fall to rubbish attackers. Let's be honest, we have probably the worst strike force in the Premier League, and that is why we're in that bottom 3. I think I would rather have Burnley's strike force than Tottenham's. That's how bad we are. But there you go. The Sporting Journey also says, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. Absolutely. Get that like and subscribe button going, guys, if you can. Jimmy's in, saying big up Nigel chat. Good afternoon. Big up, Jimmy. Hope you're well, mate. How you feeling after yesterday? And Pete Chambers is in, saying afternoon, Nigel chat. Good afternoon, Pete. I hope you're well, mate. Yeah, another massive week for both Spurs and Arsenal coming up. You know, we both need to win at the weekend. Both massive games. Pete says, all joking aside, I can't see it, Nige. Spurs haven't got what's needed to stay up. Spineless to the last. And it'll be over by the Chelsea game. You could be right. You could be right. You know what? Like I said, I was so confident before the game that we would get enough points to stay up. We got more than enough quality in the squad. And for me, that's what's so frustrating because If we just had shit, like really shit players all over the pitch, I get it. I'd be like, we've just got really bad players. And for whatever reason, the players we got, the mix of it's just not working. But I'm sorry, you cannot tell me that Van der Ven, Romero, Porro, um, Polino when he starts, Xavi Simons, Kolo Muani, you can't tell me they won't get in the summer when they move on, when Kolo Muani goes back to PSG, they'll end up at better sides than Tottenham because they're good players. So why is it not working? Why is it not working at Tottenham? I don't get it. I just think they've down tools. Either they've down tools or they don't care. Or no, that's the only thing I think. Or maybe their confidence is so shot. It's so shot. I mean, you saw yesterday, and it's a sad indictment of Tottenham, right? Every time we go behind, I think we've gone behind 19 or 20 times this season. We've never won a single game. I think we drew 6, but we've lost the rest. When we go a goal down, the game's done. And it was imperative we didn't concede first yesterday. And as soon as we did, we didn't look like we were going to score. I cannot remember us creating one chance apart from Porro right at the end with a shot. With I've got to say, the only bit of good play in the entire game, in my opinion, from Spurs, was that move when Porro laid it in. I think it was, I'm trying to think, can't think right now. He laid it in to an attacker. I don't know whether it was Xavi or someone else. And they just laid it back and he just ran onto it and shot. And it was just a really nice little bit of interchanging football from them. But it's the only thing they did the whole game. And it took 90 plus minutes to do it. So I don't know where we go. I don't know where we go from here. Sport and Journey said, I agree. Unfortunately, Pete, listen, I'm kind of in the same thought process at the moment. But we have to. Just like Sporting, you have to. But you know what? When you watch a game tonight at Old Trafford between United and Leeds, there's one thing you know 100% as a Leeds fan, that you are going to get everything. And they are going to leave everything on that pitch for you. They might not have the quality to win the game, but you know that when they go off that pitch, regardless of the result, you'll be able to say, you know what? United were just a better side. And for me, that's one of the frustrating things, is that so many games this season that we've lost, you look at it on paper and you look at the players man for man, you think, no, we're shit. And, that shouldn't be happening. But for whatever reason, it is. It is what it is. Pagey's in, said, afternoon, peeps. Good afternoon, Pagey. I hope you're well. And the Sport and Journey saying, good afternoon to Pagey. Dermo's in, big up, buddy. Hope you're well. Said, hey, your Coys, big up, man. Big up to you too. How you feeling after yesterday's result? Right, I know you're a positive fan like me. You try to think of the positives in it. I'm running out of positive thoughts at the moment, mate. I really am. I don't see how we get out of this. It's pure hope now. It's pure hope. Whereas before the game, I was very confident we had enough. Right now, it's pure hope that we get out of it. I can't see it. But we will see. Ronnie, big up, Ronnie says, big up, not even upset anymore. We're going down. Can't see us winning another game. You know what? This is what's so frustrating, mate, isn't it? Because you look at the fixtures we got, right? Any other season, Brighton, Villa, Leeds, Chelsea, Everton. But you look at them, you think, okay, there's another one in there somewhere as well. But you look at them, Wolves away. You look at them and you think, we'll win at least 3 of them. We'll win at least 3 of them, probably draw 1. We'll lose to Chelsea, of course, but the rest are winnable. You look at Villa Park. I know we've lost there the last couple of years, but Villa Park is usually a good ground for us. We usually do okay. Villa always beat us at Spurs. We always beat Villa at Villa. This season, I don't see it. I don't see how we get any more points unless we get a win, and quickly. If we get a win at the weekend, if we can manage to beat Brighton somehow, suddenly that confidence might flow back into their veins, and suddenly we might see a different Spurs. But with no win in 14, I think is only 1 win in 20 odd. What are we expecting? This team look done. And I've got to be honest, Romero going off crying yesterday. He's not going to miss World Cup, luckily for him. But I'm now concerned other players, like maybe a Van der Ven, like other players who are going to the World Cup might think, oh, I don't want to get injured. Maybe I won't put 100% in. Maybe I'll put 95 in. I'll just hold myself back a little bit. And this is a problem. We need players that are absolutely 100% committed to Tottenham Hotspur. If they're not, guys, I don't know. I'm really concerned. Guys, if you haven't, please smash a like. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Really would appreciate it. Has Spur big up, Has? Saying, do you think Xavi has a bad attitude? Possibly, mate. Possibly. And he said that's why he's a player. Possibly, but you know what? Even if he has, you still got to play him, right? Because he's the most creative player we got. He's the only creative player we got. I'm at the point where I'm just like, we need to play him regardless. Because maybe he's got a bad attitude because he's not playing. Maybe he's come in with this price tag thinking I'm going to be the main man. And every single manager has fucked him about. Frank, put him in, left him out, put him in, left him out. On the left, in the middle, on the left. And Tudor didn't play him at all for whatever reason. And obviously now there's only one game, and you can maybe understand, maybe De Zerbi thought, right, I'm going to go, not lose the game. If we can get a point and then go to Brighton, win at home. You never know what's in a manager's mind, right? Maybe he thought, right, let's keep it tight for the first half, and then second half we'd go for it and try and win. But things happen, don't they? Obviously the goal went in, and Romero's injury, I don't know. But listen, I'd be starting him because for me, he is a player that unlocks defences. And even though he's not shown it a lot in the Premier League, he's shown more than anybody else has in that position, in my opinion. So for me, he starts regardless of whether he's got a bad attitude. We can cross that bridge in the summer if we stay up. And if we don't, he's going anyway, right? So it doesn't matter. Ronnie says we need 3 wins out of 6 now. Is that possible? We have not won the league for 4 months. This is it, mate, isn't it? Like I say, you look on paper in any other season, you think we'd win 3. We'd win our home games, maybe get a point away. That's more than enough. But right now, 2 wins at home all season without a win in 2026. And you've honestly got to look at it and see, where does that win come from? And the problem is, we only need to concede a goal and we lose because we're just not scoring and we're not creating. The chances we create are few and far between. There's not good football in them. It's a real struggle to watch Spurs at the moment. It really isn't enjoyable at all. And I just hope for that big manager bounce, and we never got it. We never got it in that first game. Now we have to get it in the second, and it's a massive game. Not only is it a massive game because we need 3 points, De Zerbi against his old club, Brighton are going to be up for it. They usually do quite well at Spurs. I think if we lose next weekend, I think we're done. I think we're done. I don't see us getting out of it if we lose at the weekend. Somehow we have to win. Somehow we have to win. Hopefully things start turning our way. Maybe we get a dodgy penalty. Maybe we get a penalty that's really soft and it's given. Maybe, one goes off somebody's backside. It doesn't matter. Maybe they get a red card. I don't care how we get that win. We've just got to get that win. The Sporting Journey says there has to be a reason why 3 managers don't start Simmons and Polinia. Yeah, like I say, I don't understand the Polinia one. I really don't. I understand the Xavi one to an extent because, managers, certainly Tudor and De Zerbi, have come in when we have been firefighting, right? And maybe they think Xavi's a bit of a luxury player. We need players that are going to fight. And maybe that's why Xavi's not starting. But for me, Polina has to start. He has to start. And the only thing I could think that he isn't starting, it is something to do with a loan. If he plays too many games or starts too many games and Spurs have to pay more money, and maybe Spurs are thinking, we're not going to keep him in the summer, so we don't want to pay any more money, so we just keep him on the bench. And if that's the case, that is an absolute fucking joke because Spurs are letting it happen. And listen, maybe that's not the case. I'm putting 2 and 2 together and coming out with 16,000. So it's probably not the case, but it's the only thing I can think of. Is the only thing I can put it on as why Polinia is not starting for Spurs at the moment. Guys, if you can come up with a better idea or better solution, then by all means, let me know in the chat. It cannot be that he's not putting it in training, because for me, he's the model professional, Polinia. He really is. Big up, Terrell. So big up, Nige. Big up to you, buddy. I hope you well, guys. If you haven't, get over to Terrell Gunner and smash a sub for him. Need all the help they can get at the moment. I mean, I still love to be where Arsenal are right now, but Arsenal bottling it, Spurs bottling it. It could be a North London bottle job this season from both sides, but we will see what happens. Big up to you, Terrell. The Sporting Journey said, I don't think Leeds get anything from the United game, but we will beat Wolves at home. If you got Wolves next, oh, bloody hell. I was hoping Leeds had all the big sides and had no easy fixtures. But listen, it is what it is. Tommy, big up Tommy, says you get 2 more points in 6. And that's if you're lucky. You've been down for weeks, and EFL is it? It could well be, mate. It could well be. So we've just got to take it on the chin, haven't we? It's not going to be easy. In the 50 years I've been alive, I've never seen Spurs in the Championship or Division 2 as it would have been back then. But it's looking like a realistic possibility at the moment. And as I said, I'll be devastated. But I'm a fan, right? And no matter what division we're in, we will support our club. Barbaric is in saying, don't listen to Nige. Do not tickle the like, smash it. As if someone did the dirty on you. Absolutely. Smash that like button. It is so important. Big up to you, Barbaric. Haigie's in, saying, hi, mate. Totally agree with Polinia Simmons. They need to start. They absolutely have to, mate, don't they? Absolutely have to. It's imperative now for the rest of the season that those two are 2 of the first names on the team sheet for me. CJ's in, big up, mate. Said if Simmons was prepared to work in training, why was he coming in when he had time off? Exactly. I don't see that it's anything to do with training that these guys are not starting. I I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, let's not sugarcoat it. I love Pellegrini. I think he's a great number 6, but he hasn't got the legs, and sometimes he gets beaten easy. But I'd still rather have him. He is, for me, the best number 6 we have, and for me, has to start. Absolutely has to. If we don't concede goals, we don't lose games, right? So let's start there. Let's not concede, and then hopefully we can get a couple of set pieces or whatever. I will take 3 1-0 victories in the most dullest games possible. But we have to be defensively sound. And for me, that means Polinia has to start. Ronnie said Xavi was coming in working when the players got 4 days off. If that and that's not long ago, can't see him not being good in training or having a bad attitude. No, I agree. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I just think maybe managers don't. Maybe they think he's a luxury player. Maybe they think that he's too lightweight for the Premier League. I don't know. But I don't think it's got anything to do with his commitment. I think the problem is with Xavi, you can see when he's pissed off. Yeah. He's one of those people, and I think I might be the same. They don't need to tell you they're pissed off. You can see it, whereas other people hide it quite well. When Xavi Simmons is fed up, he looks fed up. But, it is what it is. Barbaric and purposely stayed away from Spurs streams. Not in the mood for silly comments, but this channel is more than level-headed. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. I try to be level-headed. You know what? We're all Spurs fans, right? Or most of us are Spurs fans in here. And regardless of what, we love our club. And we're passionate about our club. And there are times when, I'm a flip-flop, and I'll be the first to admit there's times when I'm a flip-flop. There'll be times when I love a player, and a week later he'll be crap, and I think he's a dick, and it is what it is. We all love our club differently. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. We just try and support them the best we can. But big up to you, Baba. Future's bright, future's lily white. Big up to you, mate. I love that picture. I really do. Hi, mate. Hi, I hope you're well. And let me know how you're feeling after yesterday's defeat. Jimmy saying Leeds v Forest v Burnley, and West Ham away to Palace. Oh, God, Yeah, this is a massive, massive, massive weekend next weekend. Leeds and Forest, Burnley and West Ham. Wow, that's yeah, massive weekend ahead. Rodney saying, big up to all common Spurs. We are down. We need to start in the championship. I'm really hopeful that we're not, mate. But it is pure hope now. Pure hope that I hope we're going to stay up. I don't actually believe it. I think there's a great chance we could be going down, but we will see. We will see. There's still a chance. There is still a chance. We have 6 games to save ourselves. Let's hope we can do it. Finn is in, saying never want to see a player visibly upset because of an injury, but you just know Romero's tears were because of World Cup fears rather than not being able to play for Spurs. Absolutely 100% agree, Finn. And it's bloody annoying, isn't it? Because listen, you want a player to be crying on the pitch for Spurs. It is what it is. As it is, it looks like he's going to miss the rest of the season with Tottenham, but be back for the World Cup. Nothing more than we expected, right? Nothing more than we expected. I think it's safe to say Romero has played his last game for Spurs. Um, will I be sad to see him go? Not really. On his day, fantastic defender, but more often than not, in my opinion, has let us down. Johnny Stokes is in. Big up, John. Says, afternoon, Nige. See, Romero is out for the rest of the Spurs games, but will be okay to play in the World Cup. Yeah, isn't it just typical, mate? It is just typical. Who will be next? Who will be next to miss the rest of the season for Spurs, but be back for the World Cup? A Van der Ven, maybe a Porro. Who knows? We will see. Joe's in. Big up, Joe. Says same about the Arsenal though. At least we have their annual ball, and literally, it's the only thing keeping us going, isn't it? The fact that we can kind of laugh at Arsenal, but we can't because we're in such a bad position ourselves. If we're mid-table mediocrity, then yeah, we can have a little giggle at Arsenal's demise. But I still think they're going to win the league and they're still in the Champions League. So listen, they might still end up with probably the best double you could get. So I'm not going to say anything at the moment. And listen, if we go down, then there's nothing we can do, is there? There's nothing we can say really. Hasper said football isn't what it was like 10, 20 years ago. Other clubs won't care if players go down. The agents have been making moves in the background already if they get relegated. The players don't care. 100%, mate. 100%. And De Zerbi kind of alluded to it, didn't he, in the interview before the game, saying for the fans, this is their club. They're one club. The players, they can move at the end of the season. And most of them will move at the end of the season if we go down. And you know what? The one bonus about us going down, if we do go down, is that we will see the back of most of these players. And I don't know about you guys, I am sick to death of 90% of these players. Sick to death of them. They can all go. I have no affiliation to any of them. So I won't be I'll be gutted if we go down, but I won't be disappointed to lose any of them. And if we stay up, I'm still hoping they'll leave. I nearly swore again. I'm still hoping they all leave. And let's just build a side, build a team of players that actually want to play for Spurs and want to die on that pitch. I want to give everything on that pitch and leave everything on that pitch every single game for this wonderful club that we all love, or most of us love so dearly. For most of us, you know what? Tottenham Hotspur they're a release from day-to-day life, from the shit we get from work. The fact we have to get up at stupid o'clock to go to work, spend all day at work, don't see our family, debt, all sorts, whatever problems you got, illness. Football's our release and our relief from life. And when the club that you love are giving us this shit on the pitch, it just adds to the stress, doesn't it? We don't need it. I want to see players who want to play for Tottenham Hotspur. I want to give everything for the club. And hopefully we will get that going forward. Peter says, Jimmy, how long has that been the mantra now? Massive game, must win, etc. You've run out of time now, unfortunately. Well, we nearly have, Pete. We've still got 6 games. So you know what it's like. We lose next week. It'll be, well, next week's a massive game. Time to step up. And it will be like that until the end, until mathematically we cannot stay in the Premier League at the moment. But one thing's for sure, we need a win from somewhere or we're going down. 100%. That is a fact. Tottenham have to win at least one of these last 6 games or we're relegated. Let that sink in. Fuck, I just said it myself. That's scary. Futures Bright says, what I seen yesterday was zero creativity, zero intensity, zero fight, toothless up front. Gallagher was awful. Bergvall was a headless chicken. Richie and Mawani kept going down instead of trying to score. For fuck's sake. I agree. 100%. I got to be honest. I am so disappointed with Gallagher since he's come in. Yeah, great hair. Great hair, but great hair don't win your game. Same with Bergvall. Bergvall spends more time playing with his locks than he does staying in position. He's all over the pitch, but nowhere. You know, I've never known a player run so much but do nothing than Lucas Bergvall. Just don't understand it. I think he is awful. Richie, listen, he needs to go up front for me. He's not very good. He's not a very good player, full stop. But I think he's the best of a bad bunch. I think he should be our number one striker. And Mawani is the most frustrating player ever, I think. One of the most frustrating players I've ever seen in the Spurs shirt because he has got the ability. He has got the ability, but he spends so much time on his ass, goes round the player, falls over, and you're like, you're not getting a free kick for that, mate. Get up. But he does it every single game, at least 5 or 6 times, and then looks at the referee, and the referee, if I was a referee, I'd book him. I'd be like, just get up, mate, or I'm going to book you. He's so frustrating to watch. But he's got the quality. That's what pisses me off. Spurs says they also have a weak mentality, so it's easy just to give up and not care anymore. And yeah, and I agree. And also not take responsibility on the pitch, you know, not make that pass that you should make, you know, not take that extra touch. You know, none of them want to take responsibility on that pitch. And it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Hasper saying the spine of the team, player-wise and quality-wise, see the strikers and kids in midfield, our leaders, centre-backs, don't want to be there 100%. 100%. I watched the game yesterday, right? As we all did. And we didn't get too many chances, but we got a few, and we got a few good chances. And if you go back and look at every one of those chances, that first one that fell to Richarlison when he hit it first time, dribble to the keeper. Then Solanke, when he was in, hit it straight at the keeper. I look at them and I think if that was Sonny on that first one, he just would have bent that into the net. If that was Kane on that second one, he would have scored that. Kane and Son, we win that game yesterday. We just haven't replaced them at all. The quality drop off in this squad from players that we had is embarrassing. And this is why we are in this position. And how we get out of it, I don't know. It's scary. Future's Bright said the worrying thing is Sunderland didn't get out of second gear. They didn't need to, mate, did they? We're saying it in the watch along yesterday. Sunderland are there for the taking. They're not even that good. They're not even that good. But they didn't need to be. They didn't need to be, and that's what's frustrating. Rodney saying Spurs will not take me for a fall again. Listen, they'll always take me for a fall, mate, because I always get sucked into thinking that they're going to do something and then they let us down. But listen, it is what it is. Rodney's just read that out. Pete saying, I have to say, if I saw Sooty and Sweet pop up on the show, I'd not be surprised. Love a bit of Sooty and Sweet back in the day. CJ says we don't have a team, just a mismatch of players. I agree. We really do. We really do. We have a mismatch of players. Big up, Ghosted. Good to see you, buddy. And Tommy saying winnable. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, I know. But like I say, if you take our last 6 games from any other season, even this season, our last 6 games, I'd much rather have the 6 games we have than have to go to Anfield again, have to go to Arsenal again, you know, have to play Man United. You know, we've got a fixture list, a run of fixtures that are all winnable if you're a cohesive, confident Premier League side. The fact is, we are done. We are absolutely done. Sporting Journey says you have to beat Wolves and get at least a point against us to have any chance to stand up. They're the 2 big games for me. They're the 2 massive games. And Brighton. But Leeds at home, Wolves away. For me, we have to get 6 points in both of them. Um, well, we can get 6 points in both of them. That would be nice, wouldn't it? We have to get 3 points in both, get 6 points total to stand any chance. If we don't get maximum points from those two games, I think we're done. I think we can all safely say that we're not getting anything at Stamford Bridge. We're probably not getting anything at Villa. So for me, Leeds home have to win. Wolves away have to win. Win those two, and if we can pick up a win somewhere else, then we've got a chance. Otherwise, we're done. Sadly, we are done. Marianne's in saying big up Nigel, all in the chat. Hope all's well. Yeah, all's great, Marianne. All's great apart from Spurs being absolute bobbins. But I hope you're good too. And listen, regardless, as I said, regardless of what division we're in next season, we will all support our club, right? And whoever you support in it, whether you're a Leeds fan like Sporting Journey, whether you're an Arsenal fan, a West Ham fan, whatever team you support, regardless of the division, we support them. You know, it is what it is. Hasbro saying we haven't beaten Wolves in 3 to 4 years. No, we haven't. Our record against Wolves is atrocious. They are definitely our bogey side. But again, Wolves are in the bottom three like us. They're games we have to win. So, you know, if West Ham can stuff 4 past them, then listen, I'd much rather have Wolves than anyone else in the Premier League right now. But it is what it is. Those are the fixtures we got, and we have to get results out of them somehow, right? Barbaric saying, I believe Leeds will stay up. I hope they do, regardless of our results. Well, I hope Leeds stay up if we stay up as well. Ideally, it'd be nice to see Forest go down, but they look to have too much quality for me. Sporting Journey said Danzo will give Tottenham 100%. Romero isn't going to be as big a miss as people think. I think he will be from his passing out from the back. But no, defensively, listen, Danzo's great. I love Danzo to bits. He's always a 6 or 7 out of 10. Never really lets you down, Danzo, and he has got that long throw, and we're going to need it. We are going to need every trick in the book to try and get these wins. So I haven't got a problem with Danzo being inside at all. I think he's been a good squad player this season. CJ saying the bad attitude narrative is getting tired. Yeah, listen, it is tiring. I know, but we're just trying to wonder why these players can get up and can put that performance in. You know, it is what it is. AED says we are done. Romero is out for the rest of the season. Not bothered. Danzo is better. Absolutely, just said it. I think Danzo gives us more defensively than Romero. I do think we will miss Romero's passing out from back. We're going to have to come up with different ideas, right? Maybe I got a crazy idea. Maybe we play Xavi Simons. It might just work. Playing a creative player. And getting some creation in the side. Hasbro just saying to CJ, yep, trying to work out why he isn't starting. Absolutely. Future's Bright saying, I got a lot of hate back when we signed Xavi, but I said from day one that his ceiling was the Dutch league, all similar. He's Mr. Flashy, Mr. Instagram. I've seen nothing, only really in Europe, which says it all. And it's true. We haven't seen anything from him yet in the Premier League. Couple of flashes, but and maybe this is why he isn't starting. Maybe the managers are seeing that. Maybe he's a bit too flash. Maybe he tries to do too much. I don't know, but we have to start him now for me. Guys, I'm going to give you my side. For me, this is my team. This is the side that I would play for the rest of the season. By all means, disagree. Obviously, I'll put Vicario in goal, but it could well be Kinski as well. Let's take the comment down a minute so I can get the side up. Guys, this is the side I would go for. Spurs last 6 games, I'd go Vicario, Porro, Danzo van der Ven, and listen, I'd stick Spence out. You could have a doggy there. I thought he was absolutely bloody woeful yesterday, but you can play him if you want. For me, the two in midfield, Polinia, Basuma. Basuma may well be leaving in the summer, but for me, go back to basics. Gallagher's been absolute shit. Gray and Bergvine, no more kids. It's time to now play the experienced pros, Polinia and Basuma in the centre of that midfield. Give some stability. And then Xavi in the 10, Tell left, Mawani right. Richarlison, for me, has to start up front because he's the only player who really looks like scoring. Um, Listen, Mawani wouldn't be starting on the right if we had Kudus fit, but we have what we have, right? So that's what I would go with for the last 6 games if everyone's fit. Of course, you can swap out Spencer or Doggy if you want. If you really want to, you can swap out Vicario for Kinski, or I thought had a decent game yesterday. Guys, let me know what you think of that team. Would you change it? Is there anyone you would change in that side? I think go back to basics. That centre midfield we desperately need just to go back to basics. And for me, it would be Polina and Basuma. Futures Bright and Brighton are the informed team in the Premier League. It's typical, mate, isn't it? Typical. As soon as we played them, suddenly they strung a run of results together. I think they won like 5 of the last 6 or something like that. Um, Listen, they got to lose at some point, and Spurs have got to win at some point. It is pure blind hope at the moment for me that we are going to get enough victories to stay in this Premier League. But we will see. CJ saying, I think the managers don't think he's strong enough for the league at the moment. That you could well be right there. You could absolutely well be right there. I think that's the one thing. I think maybe the managers are like, he's just a bit too lightweight for the Premier League. But we will see. We need him, in my opinion. Let's just see what happens. Pete says, I'd have to give Kinski kudos. He played very well, which surprised me after the Champions League. He did. Listen, he's a decent keeper. He's a decent keeper. Is he the answer? Probably not. But he had a good game yesterday, and I'm really pleased for him because that performance in Madrid could have ended a lot of careers, a lot of players' careers. But it seems like he's come back stronger. And sometimes a game like that is what a player needs to refocus. And listen, I wouldn't be against having him in the side for the rest of the season. I think Vicario will probably be back in when he gets a chance. So, Sporting Journey says, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Yes, smash a like button. It is so important. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Not got any subscribers yet today, so 1 or 2 would be absolutely fantastic. CJ saying, I don't think pressure has been put on De Zerbi by the club to play Greg and Bergville. I do think, oh, okay, maybe. I tell you what, if that's the case, I don't think De Zerbi will be here too much longer. He's not the manager I would thought who would take being told who he has to play. So we will see. Futures Bright says, I totally agree. If we lose next week, we are done. I think we are anyway, to be honest. We the teams around us have to have fight, score goals, and play as a team. We have none of them. Imagine Chelsea relegate us. Listen, yeah, that would be a disaster if we lost at Chelsea and that relegated us. I'm not going to look that far in front, Futures Bright. I'm just going to concentrate game to game, and we will cross that Chelsea bridge when we get to it. I'm really hopeful that it won't come to that. Pete says the signing of Simmons was like giving a starving man a cracker. It'd be a tastiest thing, but in reality, it's just a plain old cracker. Listen, you could be right. You could be right. It was one of those, wasn't it? Signing right at the end of the window. Madison was out. We needed number 10. He was going. We went in for him. Listen, I do like Xavi Simmons. I think he's a decent player, and I think he's got a lot about him. Um, and for me, he has to start, regardless of whether he's a plain old cracker. He's the best. He's the best of the plain old crackers that we got, Pete. The rest aren't even crackers, are they? They're just plain. So we will see what happens. Dino, big up Dino, saying that this club. Yeah, listen, we are an absolute mess. There is no doubt about it. CJ saying if we were playing well, Xavi would be getting games. Some players only fit in when the team are doing well. This could be another thing. Maybe mentality is not quite there from him. But for me, we're at the point. We're at the point where we need our creative players on the pitch, and he is the only creative player we got. So he has to play. He has to play for me. 100%. Sporting Junior says, I think I've become an adopted Spurs fan on the sideline. I think you have. I think you have, mate. Yeah. I see you as a Tottenham fan, even though I know you're Leeds. I see you as a Tottenham fan. Rodney saying it doesn't matter what you're saying, we are going down. Rodney, I can't believe it. No, no, I can't. We've got to keep fighting. If we give up, then what's the point? Um, Listen, like I say, it is blind hope at the moment that we stay up, but we have to believe. We have to believe. Cannot face the thought of relegation yet. Might do that last 2 or 3 games, but right now, while we have 6 to go, got to believe we're going to win the next game. Got to believe it. CJ said managers like Nuno seem to be able to motivate their players for the fight. Yep, agreed. I mean, like this is. I mean, I'm not going to be too hard on De Zerbi after one game. I am disappointed that he didn't play Polina and didn't play Xavi Simons, and I'm disappointed with the substitutions he made. But it is only one game. Problem is, we haven't got time, right? We haven't got time to mess around. You know, we need points, and we can't make mistakes, and he can't make mistakes. He has to get it right, and the players have to start performing, and we need this bounce. UK Darren says you need a Man United win to bring Leeds into the fight. Absolutely. If Leeds get anything tonight, 4 points off of us, that's going to make it really difficult. You know, while they're only 3 points behind in front, you know, suddenly a win, and we win that game at home against Leeds, and suddenly all we then have to do is match Leeds. Um, like I say, guys, it's not over yet. We still have to play teams in and around us, in Leeds and in Wolves. We can still drag other teams down. So let's just not give up yet. David Clark, big up, mate, says what so-called experienced coach would play three um unauthored, yeah, number nines on the front line and a non-creative players in midfield is astonishing. Listen, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why he played every striker we had in that front three. Um, it didn't make sense. I would have been starting with Tao. I would have been starting with Xavi. I probably would have started Richarlison as my front man and just left Solanke on the bench. Give us an option to come off the bench. You know, we had nothing, did we? When we made those substitutions late on, we had nothing to come off the bench because they were all on there already, or had already come off. So yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. But listen, it is what it is. It was as much as I'm not gonna slate De Zerbi because he's only been here for one game. It was a questionable team selection, to say the least. The Sporting Journey says, on one positive, on Romero, at least you can sell him now. Hope he has a cracking World Cup. Rise and said, yeah, I hope he has an absolutely blinding World Cup and we can get like 60 million for him. That would be nice. I'm not fussed though. You know, he can go now. He can go. Pete says, seriously, CJ, Nuno's managed 4 of the teams involved in the relegation battle. He has, but he always seems to get something out of them, right? I mean, he got sacked at Forest when Forest are doing pretty well. Um, who else is at West Ham? Of course, where he's at now, he's doing pretty decent with West Ham, isn't he? And of course, Wolves. I mean, he was Wolves manager when they were a decent Premier League side. He might have taken them down as well. But listen, I like Nuno, good manager, and of course, of us, he just wasn't the right fit. He wasn't given a chance by the fans. Um, but there you go. When the fans turn on a manager, we turn on a manager. And De Zerbi, listen, he's already lost 1 out of 1. Tell you what, if he loses the next 2, fans will turn on De Zerbi as well. Of course they will. It's what we do. I'm not saying it's right, by the way, but it is what we do. Guys, if you haven't, smash a like, hit the subscribe button. I'm seeing lots of names in there that I've not seen before. Please hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Trying to build up here and get start to grow a little bit more. So any subs would be much appreciated. Silly Singularity says Romero posted Romero will be out for at least 5 weeks, out with Spurs, in for the World Cup. I mean, what do we expect, right? This is Romero. Andy Bays, big up Andy, says, not sure how much longer I can live on hope, Nige. Big up, hit the likes. Come on, you Spurs. No, I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. Like I say, before the game, I was confident, really confident we accept. Now it is pure hope. And with every game that goes, that hope is disappearing and disappearing quickly. But let's just hope. John Lee, big up John, says Xavi don't have physical or EPL soon. As another player physical touch, he will go down to the ground. Listen, Xavi will be gone if we go down. 100%. Xavi will be sold. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of side lines up for that opening game in the championship if we go down. And one thing's for absolute sure, guys, if we go down, we will be the first Friday night game in the championship when the season restarts. Of that, you can guarantee Tottenham Hotspur will be the first game live on the TV. So we got that to look forward to. CJ says, when you come through the academy, you love the club. It's the trouble. We don't have enough players coming through, do we? And maybe CJ, if we go down, we will get some of these academy players coming into the side and playing a bit more first team football. Ronnie says Fabrizio Romano breaking Cristiano Romero will be out for at least 5 weeks. He's likely to miss the end of the Premier League. Yeah, he will. He will. We won't see him again in the Spurs shirt, but he will be back fighting fit and fitter than ever for the World Cup. No doubt about it. Future's Bright says totally agree that 3 weeks of no Tottenham win, lose or draw was tough. Man, really tough. This club and you guys have got me through some tough days recently. At least if we go down, we might win some games. Well, this is it. This is it, Future. Yeah, big up to you, buddy. Listen, we'll go through, or a lot of us go through tough times, and our club keep us going. And listen, this is why I love this community. You know, I don't know all of you, I don't know many of you, but I recognise your names, and all of you, top people that are in it, really do appreciate it. And you helped me through my tough times as well, because life is tough and life isn't easy. And sometimes getting out of bed in the morning can be a struggle, but we've all got to do it, right? Rod Ross, big up Rod, says, apart from the Everton game, obviously all your games are winnable. Not over yet, lads. Send Richie home then. Yeah, listen, you're right. I think if we, it's hard to say it because we're on shocking form, right? But our games are winnable. Apart from Chelsea away, our games are winnable. Um, and especially Everton at home, because obviously we got a very good record against Everton at White Hart Lane. But Everton doing really well away from home this season. I see that being a draw. And we will see what happens. We will see what happens. And you can have Richie at the end of the season. I tell you what, you let us win the last game of the season, keep us up, and you can have Richie. You can have him for nothing. I mean, obviously, I can't agree to deal, but you know, quite happily send him back to Everton. And it's weird, isn't it? Because Richie, Everton, you know, a bit of a cult hero status, whereas a lot of Spurs fans probably cannot wait to see the back of him. The Sporting Journey says only advice if Spurs do get relegated, build your team around Gray. He's fantastic in the Championship. And I think that's what we're doing, Sporting. We will build the team around the likes of Gray. Not sure about Bergvall. I'm not sure whether he'd be there. I'm not sure whether he would be a good fit for the Championship. He'll probably want to move. He's a Swedish international. But build your side around an Archie Gray and the like, and we will see where we go. A few of these loan players will come back in. Maybe Mikey Moore will come back in, play Championship football. We'll see. It's going to be interesting though. That's for certain. And regardless, we'll be here for it. CJ said if Connor was at Chelsea and they were in the position, he would be running through walls to save his club. I agree, mate. I've been so disappointed with Conor Gallagher. Really have. When he signed, I was like, yep, he is the one. He is the one. He's a top player. Exactly what we need. Leader, you know, but it just hasn't worked. Sport Journey says some of your players know it's easier to get out if you're sold, and they aren't going to give 100%. I agree. Vin said, off topic, love seeing the ZX Spectrum in the background noise. Brings back so many happy childhood. Yes, my first ever computer, Spectrum. Love it. I got this. They're only like 40 quid now. No, that's a lie. They're like 80 quid. I got it from Argos, but the games they got, the free games they got, are pretty shit, to be honest with you. It is a great little computer, and it does take me back. But when you play it, you do realise actually, yeah, it's great for a little bit, but you know, give me a bit of DayZ now on the Xbox anytime. But it is what it is. Love a bit of Spectrum. The Sporting Journey says Kanan's son wouldn't allow VDV and Romero to get away with how they are playing this season. No, absolutely not. And you notice, you know, without Sonny, without Kane, two leaders, and people used to get at Sonny because, because he smiled a lot or whatever. Because, and listen, there's no doubt in his last season he wasn't the player he was, right? But his leadership qualities, the way he played for the shirt, I don't see many Spurs players playing it like that now. I really don't. Dave says, have ever seen 6'2" strikers shoot the ball at like a 10-year-old girl and the ball dribbling through? That was embarrassing, mate. I mean, it just shows he's a Brazilian number 9. He is woeful, absolutely woeful. CJ said, Kane said it all about the mentality of the club. If we lose, it don't matter. But at Bayern, they could be clear at the top, and dropping points is not tolerated. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. It's the mentality of this club. But it is what it is. Future's bright. Says, how can we expect to survive when our two best players' heads are already at another club? Yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating, isn't it? But all we can do as fans is watch and hope. Ronnie says, would like to see this v Brighton. Kinski, Porro, Danzo, Radu, Doggy, Basuma, Sarr, Xavi, Tal, Richie, Williams, Barnett. You know what? I wouldn't be against seeing Williams Barnett now. I don't think he's going to get in, Ronnie, but it would be nice to see him, to see what he could do. Again, he's one. He's got that creativity, hasn't he? He's got that spark in him. Whether or not he could do it, I don't know. There's a lot of pressure to be putting on a kid. We're in a relegation scrap, but I like the team. Apart from Radu, I've got to be honest, I am not a Radu fan at all. But maybe he gives us more. Maybe he gives us more. Maybe he actually puts effort in. I just don't know anymore, mate. CJ saying, if we are relegated by the time we play Everton, we'll probably turn up. No pressure. Yeah, exactly. We cannot play under pressure, can we? Conte said it. This team cannot play under pressure. And he's absolutely bang on. We can. Cookie is in, saying, yes, everyone, what's happening? Well, we're talking Spurs, mate, and it's quite depressing, to be honest with you. But big up to you, buddy. What time is your flight home? Hope you've had a good last day and things are good. The weather's improved, hopefully. The Sporting Journey saying hello to Cookie, and Cookie said, no notification live. Don't know what YouTube are doing. No, it's not good, is it? It's not good. But it is what it is. And Cookie saying afternoon to Stu. The Sporting Journey, put in the 2 Mark Show in the link. Guys, if you haven't, smash a link, smash a subscribe for the 2 Mark Show. Really would appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed today, please subscribe, because I don't think we've got a single subscriber yet today. We haven't. Yes, we have. We've got one. Whoop, whoop. Guys, one more sub, and that takes me past 1,560, which would be absolutely fantastic. Spoiler alert says, only reason Spurs won the Europa League, two words, Andre Onana. Listen, it was one of the worst games in the history of finals, wasn't it? And but we got over the line, and there's something we're just not doing now. We cannot get over the line. But again, there's no doubt about it. If we'd gone behind in that Europa League final, we would have lost. The only chance we seem to have of winning games at the moment is if we go in front and we can't score goals. So it's a real problem for Tottenham. It really is. Spoiler alert, saying sacking Ange was a big mistake. You look in hindsight, and maybe it was. But at the same time, we lost 22 games under his tenure in the league. And for me, he had to go, right? Regardless, he had to go. The mistake was, in hindsight, hiring Frank, because we've gone from an attacking manager who's won us something to a very defensive manager who's got no experience of winning anything. So for me, as much as I was pleased with Frank at the time, looking back in hindsight, when we sacked Ange, which I think was the right thing to do, we should have gone big then for a big name manager, an attacking manager, someone who's been there, seen it, done it, won many titles in big leagues. But we didn't. We went backwards, and we are now where we are, right? The Stig says these players who want out have already been assured they won't be here next season. I wouldn't play them. Future is in those who are staying there, show more fight. You've got a good point there, Stig, but would the fans accept it, right? Stig, if we, our next game we had I don't even know who would stay. If we had an Austin in goal and Danzo has to play, obviously. If we played, I don't know. I don't know because I don't know who's staying next season and I don't know who's going. Um, but for me, we just can't play kids anymore. We have to play the men. Suma, he's going to be gone in the summer 100%, but he has to start now because nothing else is working. So it's a difficult one. It really is. We're damned if we do, and we're damned if we don't. Marianne says one o too many. Sorry, it's all good. I spell things wrong all the time, all the time. Mark Army's in. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. And he says sacking Ange wasn't a mistake. I agree. I don't think it was a mistake. I think he had to go. Um, it is what it is. Steve says, big up, Nige. Team looks good to me. Listen, it's not the best team, but that's what I would go with. I think for me, I was one that said, and I'll be the first to admit, Cookie's in it. I said I would play Gray and a Polinia or Gallagher. Well, listen, he played Gray and Gallagher yesterday. It fucking didn't work at all, did it? So for me, scrap that now. You play Polinia, you play Basuma, two men, two hard men, two players that, you know, Basuma at his very best is a very good midfielder. And Polinia just sitting now, anchoring that midfield. And hopefully, like I said, we don't concede, we don't lose. And let's just go from now. I know we all want to see fast, attacking, beautiful football. We're not going to see that now. It's all about getting points, back to basics, square pegs, square holes. I know everyone hates saying it, hates it saying, but it's what we need. The Stoics then reporting on ex-Football London journalist Gold has confirmed that Romero's season with Tottenham is now over after picking up a knee injury against Sunderland. Good fucking riddance. Get out of the club. Get rid of him. Yeah, I'm done with him. He has been part of the reason why we are in the position that we're in. So it is what it is. Spoiler alert says it was their worst now. 3 managers already this season. It's shocking, mate. It's shocking. We are such a mess. I've never seen Tottenham in this much of a mess. I thought we were a mess last season under Ange. And obviously we managed to win that Europa League, which was absolutely amazing. But bread and butter, day-to-day league form was shocking. But this season's been even worse. It really has. And for me, it's down to the players. They're just not up to it. They're just not. And this is the thing. I'm just going to say they're just not good. They are good enough. They are good enough players individually because a lot of them will go to better sides than Tottenham in the summer. But for whatever reason, it's just not worked for them here. And we see it a lot, don't we? Players come here, doesn't work out, they leave and they're brilliant somewhere else. But it is what it is. Spoiler says De Zerbi on a 5-year contract is a big roll of the dice. It is. And is he going to stay if we go down? I know that all the reports are saying he is going to stay. And he said, I'm here for 5 years. I don't believe it for a minute. I think if Spurs goes down, I think he goes. I think there's some at the club have probably said, look, if we go down, you can go, but you're not getting paid off. And De Zerbi said, if we go down, I'm going. But of course, the incentive is that big payday if he can keep us up. So we'll see what happens. Rod Ross saying Richie was always good for us, drifting in from the left, but he tracks back really well. And again, this is why he plays, right? It's not necessarily for his goal scoring. You noticed yesterday on the corners, Richarlison got in his head on so many things, getting the ball clear for Spurs, getting the ball, working back. And me and Cookie said it yesterday. It's fantastic. It's great seeing Richarlison work. The problem is when he wins the ball back in the corner, we've got nothing then. We can't go forward because we've got nobody up there. So I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. It's so frustrating. And spoiler saying Bilbao only seemed like yesterday. Yes, what a great night that was. I mean, it's like I say, terrible game, but that final whistle. And again, there's a few games that do it to me. The Amsterdam game, when we come back to win an amazing game 3-2 in Ajax and go through. I watch that now and it still gives me goosebumps. It still puts a lump in my throat, still makes me really emotional. And just watching that last 20 seconds, when Vicario kicks it and Sin, that again fills me with emotion. And I feel like I'm going to get like that this season if we go down. I really do. I can feel it. When I know it's real And there is no doubt that we're going to be watching Spurs live when it happens. And we're probably going to be doing a watch along. And I've got a bad feeling there could be tears. I'm just a grown man crying. Listen, always good for views, right? I've got a feeling it's going to happen. I don't think I'll be able to hold my emotion in that day if it happens. And again, if we stay up, maybe the same. We will see. But I'm praying that they're tears of joy and not tears of despair. But let's see what happens. Steve said, I think the writing was on the wall after the Palace game, to be honest. We have lost some shocking games at home this season, mate. You know, you look at the games at home, we like West Ham, Palace. I mean, 2 games that we had to win and we didn't. Forest, fuck me sideways. We are so bad. So bad. Yeah, I've got hope we're going to beat Brighton, right? What the hell are we doing out? Spoiler alert saying Simmons is the new Anthony. He could well be. He could well be. Stig saying we should bar an injury be playing the same 11 in all our games. No excuses not to. Yeah, exactly. We've got a week in between games now. 6 games to go. Get a settled team. Play that side week in, week out until the end of the season, unless we get injuries. Let's see what he does. If we keep changing it every week like Tudor did, if De Zerbi does the same thing, then 100% we're down. 100%. CJ said maybe the high paycheck helps De Zerbi put up with having to play the club favourites. He'll be going in for Gray's brother next season. Well, listen, he's highly rated. If we're in the Championship, I'm not against it, right? But let's see what division we're in first. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I really am. James, big up James, says De Zerbi played a 4-3-3 formation. Basically, 3 centre midfielders. Xavi is a cam, not a CM, and Polinia is a CDM, not a CM. That's why they didn't start. I mean, possibly, yeah, possibly, mate. It's crazy, right? When you've got no link between the defence and the attack, the midfield, and it's just never going to work. Listen, I'm just a fan, but I can see that that's not going to work. So how can De Zerbi, this top manager, and I'm not getting at him because he had 1 game, but how could he not see that was never going to work? I honestly think he played that side. It's all about keeping it as tight as possible. Let's not lose. And with the players we got up front, all our strikers hope that we can get a goal from somewhere. And that's where we are now. That's where we are. Tyrell said, how's Romero out for the season? Another injury for Spurs. This is definitely worrying now going forward. I think, I don't know, Tyrell, I don't know how you feel about the likes of Romero, but as a fan of the club, a lot of us fans see Romero and think, you know what, we're better off without him because, yes, on his day, he could be fantastic, but more often than not, he lets us down. And for me, it is what it is. Sporting says, Lee says, hi, Nige, to the chat and the 2 Mark Show cookie. Big up to you, Lee. I hope you're well, buddy. And good luck tonight, but not too much luck. Not too much luck. Cookie says, Stu, all good, mate. Coach here in an hour. Should be at home by midnight. Safe trip back, Cookie, mate. Get back safe. And guys, tune in tomorrow for 9:30. There could be fireworks in the morning with the 2 Marks breakfast brunch. Spoiler said Romero wants to play in the World Cup and he's bailed out. Yeah, almost certainly. Almost certainly. It looks that way, doesn't it? Guys, I am going to have to leave it there because I've been going for an hour and 10, longer than I thought I was going to. John says, West Ham players been motivated. Is Spurs down to buy new players in Jan? We didn't. That's the difference. Yeah, we bought nobody, did we, in January? We did nothing apart from Gallagher, of course. Lee Sen, hello, big up, mate. Hope you're well. Biker Yidin, big up, buddy. Hope you're well. Listen, we've got to, mate. We've got to somehow get out of it. People saying hello to the show. I'm trying to get to comments that I haven't seen. King of Ferrets, I like the name. Romero's accountant is like Frank counting the money. Big up to you, King of Ferrets. Yeah, listen, it is what it is. We are where we are. We are fighting relegation. There's no doubt we have to win one of our last 6 games or we're down. That is official. There is no doubt about it. Have I missed anyone? Thomas Pryor, big up to you. Says, will a wreath be placed at the door of our stadium? Rip Spurs. Listen, it's not good at the moment, is it at all? But big up to you, mate. Rod Ross said, sensible soccer, best footy game ever. Loved sensible soccer back in the day. Absolutely great game. But for me, the best football game ever, Pro Evolution 5, which was legendary. Sadly, the new Xboxes came up. They tried to upgrade it, and it's just never been the same game since. A bit like the FIFA games, crap now, but it is what it is. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Gareth saying this is a club. Yeah, absolutely. Big up to you. Big up to you, Terry. Hope you're well, mate. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I am literally going down to see if I've missed anyone. Much love to each and every one of you. Thanks for joining me, guys. Smash a like if you haven't on the way out. Hit subscribe as well. Really would appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one. Tune in 9:30 tomorrow for the 2 Mark show. It's going to be fireworks, like I say. Looking forward to that one. I will be at work, but I will be listening. And guys, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that Spurs stay in the Premier League. And hopefully United win tonight. Sorry, Leeds fans. Have a great day, guys. And as always, come on, you Spurs.